Have you ever opened a textbook, looked at the first page, and immediately felt your energy disappear? Yet the same day, you could spend hours learning something that genuinely interests you. People may have told you, you have so much potential. If only you were more disciplined, if only you tried harder. But what if the real problem is something different? What if your mind simply needs a reason, a purpose, before it gives you its full attention? This is how students with IF personality, in other words, introverted feeling personality, works, based on the famous psychologist Carl Jung's personality types. And this video may completely change how you study forever. And if this description fits you, welcome. You belong to what we call the authentic rebel. You naturally make decisions by asking, does this feel meaningful? Does this align with my values? Can I genuinely connect with this? Many IF students aren't motivated simply by grades. They're motivated by purpose. Before we continue, here's something important. No personality system can describe every person perfectly. Think of this profile as a guide to help you understand your natural learning preferences. If much of this feels familiar, the strategies in this video are likely to work especially well for you. If you are the authentic rebel with introverted feeling, here is your secret power. When a subject genuinely aligns with your personal values or passions, you study with intense, unstoppable focus. Your worst study trap: completely ignoring or failing a class simply because you find the topic boring or the teacher annoying. Your goal isn't to change who you are. Your goal is to understand how your mind learns best, and then use that understanding to succeed without losing yourself. Here's something many authentic rebels experience. Traditional education often emphasizes what to learn, before explaining why it matters. For some students, that's perfectly fine. They can memorize first, understand later. But if you're an IF personality, your mind often wants meaning before effort. Imagine someone hands you a puzzle. Would you rather start connecting random pieces, or first see the picture on the box? Most IF students want to see the bigger picture. They want to understand how a topic connects to real people, real problems, or their own future. Without that connection, studying can feel empty, not because the subject lacks value, but because your mind hasn't found a reason to care yet. That doesn't make you weak. It means your motivation is deeply connected to purpose. The challenge is that exams don't wait for inspiration. So instead of waiting to feel motivated, we're going to learn how to create meaning intentionally. That becomes your greatest study advantage. Your greatest academic weapon is something we'll call the purpose bridge. Before opening any chapter, ask yourself one simple question. Why would this matter to a real person? Suppose you're studying biology. Don't begin by memorizing cell structures. Imagine a doctor using that knowledge to diagnose a disease. If you're studying history, don't focus only on dates. Think about the hopes, mistakes, and difficult choices made by real people. If you're learning computer programming, don't start with lines of code. Imagine building an app that helps students organize their studies, or helps elderly people remember to take their medication. Even mathematics becomes more meaningful when you connect it to designing safer buildings, creating technology, or solving environmental problems. Purpose creates attention, and attention creates learning. Here's a simple habit to try. At the beginning of every study session, write one sentence. Today's chapter matters because. Complete that sentence before you begin. You might be surprised how much easier it becomes to stay focused once your mind understands the purpose behind the work. Your environment influences your emotions more than you may realize. That's why creating a study ritual can be incredibly powerful. Notice something important. The goal isn't to create the most beautiful desk on social media. The goal is to create a space where your mind feels calm enough to begin. That could mean keeping your desk clean, playing gentle instrumental music, opening a window for fresh air, using a notebook you genuinely enjoy writing in, or simply studying in the same quiet place every day. These small routines send your brain an important message. It's time to focus. But here's one warning. Don't spend an hour organizing your desk, choosing the perfect playlist, or decorating your notes instead of studying. Your study space should support learning, not become a way of avoiding it. Aim for progress, not perfection. Remember, the ritual exists to help you start. Once you've started, your momentum can carry you much further than motivation alone. Authentic rebels often remember stories far better than isolated facts. Use that strength. When you encounter a difficult concept, turn it into a story. Imagine molecules as characters. Imagine historical events as conversations between people. Imagine the parts of a cell as workers inside a busy city. The more vivid and meaningful the story becomes, the easier it is to remember. But don't stop there. Many students think reading a story means they've learned it. Real learning begins when you close the book. Take out a blank sheet of paper. Now retell the story from memory. Can you explain it clearly? Can you recreate the diagram? Can you teach the idea to someone else using simple language? This is called active recall, and it's one of the most effective ways to strengthen long-term memory. If you forget something, don't get discouraged. Go back, fill the gap, then try again. Remember, understanding isn't proven by reading, it's proven by recalling. And that's when you'll notice something remarkable. Instead of memorizing disconnected facts, you begin remembering meaningful ideas. Ideas that stay with you long after the exam is over. Authentic rebels often enjoy expressing ideas with depth. That's a wonderful strength. But during an exam, it can sometimes become a weakness. Imagine you're asked a simple 3-mark question. Instead of answering it directly, you begin writing everything you know about the topic. You want your answer to be thoughtful, complete, meaningful. But your examiner has only one question in mind. Did this student answer what I asked? Here's a simple habit that can make a big difference. Before writing anything, pause for 3 seconds. Ask yourself, what is this question actually asking me to do? Explain, compare, list, evaluate. Now answer only that. If it's worth 2 marks, give 2 or 3 strong points. If it's worth 5 marks, structure your answer clearly. Use headings. Underline important keywords. Add diagrams whenever appropriate. Remember, your exam paper isn't the place to tell the whole story. It's the place to earn every available mark. Save your creativity for making your answers clear, not unnecessarily long. Authentic rebels often feel emotions deeply. That's one of your greatest gifts. It allows you to understand people, care deeply, and stay true to your values. But during exam season, strong emotions can become powerful distractions. Perhaps you had an argument with a friend. Maybe a teacher criticized your work. Or perhaps you're simply feeling overwhelmed. When that happens, don't expect yourself to immediately jump into intense studying. Instead, reduce the difficulty of the task. Watch a short, educational animation. Review flashcards. Label diagrams. Listen to an educational podcast while taking a walk. The goal isn't to force yourself to study at full speed. The goal is to keep moving forward. Even 10 focused minutes are better than giving up for the entire day. And remember something important. Your emotions deserve to be acknowledged. But they don't have to make every decision for you. You can feel disappointed and still complete today's study session. You can feel anxious and still solve one practice paper. Small actions often restore motivation far more effectively than waiting for the perfect mood. Every personality has a hidden trap. For authentic rebels, it's believing that you must feel inspired before you can begin. The truth is, motivation is wonderful, but it's unreliable. Some days you'll wake up excited to learn. Other days, you won't. If you wait for inspiration every time, important work keeps getting postponed. Here's a simple strategy, the 5-minute promise. Tell yourself, I only need to study for 5 minutes. Not an hour, not 3 chapters, just 5 minutes. Most of the time, getting started is the hardest part. Once your brain becomes engaged, your natural curiosity often takes over. Remember, Action creates momentum. Momentum often creates motivation, not the other way around. When authentic rebels work in environments that value empathy, creativity, and purpose, they often flourish. Many are drawn toward fields such as psychology, counseling, teaching, writing, design, medicine, journalism, social work, film, music, law, leadership, and entrepreneurship with a meaningful mission. But remember, your personality doesn't decide your career. It simply highlights the strengths you naturally bring to whatever path you choose. Your empathy, your imagination, and your ability to see the human side of every problem are strengths the world genuinely needs. If you've ever felt different because you cared too much, or because people told you to stop being so emotional, I hope this video helped you see your strengths in a new light. Your emotions are not obstacles. They are signals. They remind you what matters. They help you connect deeply with people and ideas. The goal isn't to become less emotional. The goal is to learn how to guide your emotions, instead of letting them guide every decision. When you combine purpose, discipline, and your natural empathy, you become far more powerful than you realize. Never believe that kindness and academic success cannot exist together. They absolutely can. And they can exist within you. So, how accurate was your result? Did this video describe the way your mind learns? Tell me in the comments. I'd genuinely love to hear your experience. And if you're an IF personality, share one study habit that helps you stay motivated. You might inspire another student who's facing the same challenge. Remember, discovering your personality type is only the beginning. Every personality has unique strengths, unique study methods, and unique challenges. And if you haven't taken the quiz to find your type yet, don't worry. The link is in the description. Click the next video on your screen to explore another Jungian personality and discover how different minds learn differently. Until then, study with purpose, learn with curiosity, and never stop becoming the best version of yourself. Your heart is not a distraction from learning. Guided wisely, it can become one of your greatest strengths. I'll see you in the next video.